Okay, so now that you've wrapped your baby a few times, I want to bring on Morgan, our baby wearing educator, to answer some of the most common questions that we hear from you guys as to where kind of those pain points are, or the toughest learning curves that you might be hitting, so that she can speak to each of those. So Morgan, welcome. What do you think? What do you think? What are the most common things that you hear?
So the number one question that I'm getting is how to keep baby high and tight in your wrap. So really what is key is getting that wrap equally snug as you're tying on. You can see here Elle's got baby high and tight. Baby's well supported. They're not going to be sinking or lowering during wear. So as you begin placing these shoulder straps through your midsection, you don't need to pull that midsection out super far. That's just going to add slack into the midsection of your wrap. So just place them on through. Pause here and give a little tug right and left. This is going to get that wrap equally snug, snugging up that midsection, in turn snugging up those shoulder straps before you create your X on front and wrap those ends around your waist.
What about for the babies that have a little bit of a tough time being so close or just getting adjusted to being in the wrap? What are your tips for that?
So the first few times that you're wearing, sometimes there's a small adjustment period. If baby's not totally relaxing into the wrap for you, double check that baby's well fed and changed. You can always go for a walk outside. The fresh air can be relaxing, a little bit distracting, but those are probably the things you can start with. And then just double check again that baby's feeling really well supported, because if they're not feeling totally supported, sometimes that can add some fussiness as well.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, the wrap kind of acts as like a swaddle in many ways, of keeping them kind of constricted and close, similar to being in the womb, you know, and so that can be an adjustment, especially for those babies if it's been a little while since they were born into wearing, of being that close without breastfeeding.
Right.
So that adjustment period, just helping them go for that walk and make sure that they're fed and changed, it can make a really big difference.
And don't forget to practice. If you're new to the wrap, even if it's just 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night, to just kind of ease them into being comfortable in the wrap.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing the progress you can make just in the same day. It was just like, okay, let's go for a little walk. A couple hours later, let's try it again. That transition can be really fast for them.
And keep it up. Babies are going to go through phases, especially through that first year, of wanting to be worn all day, every day, and then periods where they have different leaps or adjustments where they might not be being worn as much. So just keep on trying.
Do you have any other tips of,
the shoulder flips, keeping those edges out of baby's face. If you kind of want to show how you can flip that inside edge out and away from baby's face, that's a nice option if you're not wanting to totally fan out the
also
shoulders.
On that neck too, even when you're giving that head support, you can still, if you're feeling pressure right here, you can still adjust that strap, pull it out a little more like that. Let's talk about the best way to care for your wrap.
So with your wrap, you're always going to want to wash on cold, delicate. Be wary of any Velcro or zippers or anything that could catch your wrap in the washing machine, and then tumble dry on low heat. Many think it's better to lay flat to dry or hang to dry because it's such a soft, thin fabric, but that tumble dry low heat really helps to hold the strength and shape of the wrap.
So what's your best advice for the mom or dad who's still feeling, is getting to that 5th or 6th try on and is still feeling like something just doesn't quite feel right?
We want your wrap to be the most comfortable place for you and baby, so please reach out, advice@sollybaby.com. Send me a photo of you and baby wrapped. I'm happy to do a fit check. I always have recommendations and suggestions of adjustments you can make, but if you send a photo of you and baby wrapped, I can get much more specific to you and your baby. And we also offer private virtual consults. These are typically 15 to 20 minutes. It's often a simple adjustment, maybe 2, and you and baby are set to go.
Yep, we are always here to help, day or night, all the way through that first year, so don't hesitate to reach out and ask for help.